Easy guys, Sayer. Welcome to Gunner Talk. Sorry it's a couple of days late, just been mega busy. How good was that Thursday night? Totally unexpected for me. I knew we'd step it up. Two big reasons, Koscielny, Torreira. And yeah, mind-blowingly good, especially first half. I think that was the best first half of football I've seen from us in the last at least 2 years. Complete chalk and cheese from the Everton game, and it just goes to show you if you chuck those two players in that have a defensive mindset, can actually tackle, and can position themselves well. Like Koscielny, he can help Socrates lead a line. Torreira can lead a midfield, and he offers everything any of our other midfielders offer, plus many more positives. And that's for me why he is our biggest midfielder by miles. None of this Xhaka nonsense. It's the same as Xhaka. Well, he needs Torreira to be at his best. Well, Torreira doesn't need anybody else to be at his best. He just is at his best. And that's for me why I think we need, when Rambo goes, I'd be tempted to tip El Neni and Xhaka out the door if we could get an offer and get another midfielder in that does everything that Xhaka does, plus has got some positional sense, can keep their head and actually make a tackle consistently. I just look at Xhaka to Torreira, two totally different types of players, but why can't we have another Torreira? Because he does everything Xhaka does, plus more. I don't understand the love for that guy, I really don't. But anyway, let's go on to the rest of the team. Checking that, he was good. He's kicking, he's still absolutely woeful, and that's his big downfall, and I think why we're letting him go. He just can't. Can you kick it? No, you can't. Awful, and I can't wait. You guys know at the start of the season, and last year I was saying it, we should have got Cech and Ospina's wages off the books and a couple of quid in, and let Martinez battle Leno for top spot. No shock to me, he's getting man of the matches nearly every week while he's on loan at Reading, and I can't wait to see him as number 2 next year. I think that's a real big positive and solidifies more a position that, at the end of last season we were really weak in. And now if you look at sort of Leno first and Martinez second choice, we're all of a sudden very strong in that position. We don't need to spunk any money there. So Cech, yeah, he's doing a job, but this loyalty thing in the Cups for me, I think should go out the window now. Leno offers us way more solid, and we need to win the Europa League as things stand at the moment. I'm not saying we can't get top 4, but sentiment FC bollocks again for me. I think we should be binning him off and saying, look pal, this is how it is. You like it or lump it, not bothered. And stop praying to the whims of players. At the back, Ainsley, for me, I've got to give him man of the match, just because of how poor he was in that second. His head fell off at half time in that Everton game, and to come back and play that way that he did on Thursday night was absolutely mind-blowing to me. He was brilliant. I'd love to know his stats on how far he ran, because he covered some serious grass, and it just shows the mettle of the lad. I'm sure he got plenty of pastings on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, after the Everton game. I'm sure there was plenty got on his back, you shit, the rest of it. Like I keep saying, give this lad credit, and why I don't get on his back, because he's playing out of position constantly, and you put another midfielder at right back and see how well they get on. They won't be as good as Ainsley. And I think he really does deserve his shot in the middle of the park, I really do, and it upsets me. I'm glad he's getting game time, but he's earned the right, he's earned his stripes this year to get his goal in midfield in his preferred position. But he was mind-blowingly good for me, and hats off to you, Ainsley. I'm a massive fan anyway, and I just can't wait to keep seeing this lad grow in the side. Socrates, really solid. The entire back line commanded it really well. Only one weak spot for me, which I'll get onto. But Socrates, yeah, really solid as usual. You just get a 6, 7 out of 10 out of this guy every week, and that's what we needed. No one, maybe no frills, but just he does the basics well. And he's a good starting point. He's a good yardstick to get somebody else in that can just drop in next to him straight away next year. And it's a position we don't have to worry about. We just need, for me, we need one other centre back, maybe 2 if we're not keeping Cos on another year. Mustafi's got to go for me. That was a massive difference. As soon as I saw his name wasn't on the team sheet, don't want to be horrible about him, but it just filled me with confidence. Same as it would have done if Cech wasn't in the lineup. Just that. Yes, he can drop 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s here and there, but he's still capable of that one absolute howler that can cost us a game, and that's what I can't cope with. So Socrates for me really good. Cos I panned him, and I still do think he's past it. But he is more capable than every other centre back we've got, apart from Socrates, and they're a great partnership together. Two old heads, you know, both been right up the top of the game, you know, over the past few years, and maybe on a little bit on the decline, but still both very capable on the day. And that centre back pairing for me has to start every week now to the end of the season if they're both fit. Obviously, Socrates now getting the ban in the league is a nightmare, but great performance. And I thought Cos was a real leader. You know, the guy gets lumps kicked out of him, he puts his head where people don't want to put their feet, and he just keeps playing. And it made me think about this whole legends debate, you know, around Ramsey. For me, he's not a legend, but I think Cos has got to be up there. If we're talking about Ramsey being a legend, I think Cos has got to be in with a shout, because he carried us at a time where we were awful at the back. You know, when Colo went, we were weak. And this guy, I think, carried us for a couple of seasons. You know, I'm sure I'll get some flack for that, but I think he did. And I think for me, he's got to be up there as someone that you've got to give a lot of credit to. Whatever your thoughts are on him now, down the years, he's been a big player for us. And yeah, it's a shame it's over, and it's a shame he's had the shit injuries he's had. But I'll cheer him on to the end of the season, and I'll cheer him on next year if he gets an extension, a 1 year extension or whatever. And yeah, really happy that he's back. And yeah, like I say, I flogged him when the first few games he came back, because he was terrible and he was all over the place. But he's getting it back together, and hopefully he can keep it going to the end of the year. The only negative for me from the game, Monreal. I've been saying it for ages. He's past it, and that I've noticed now when I look on Twitter after the games, more and more of you are noticing what I've been saying for 2 years, is that ball over the top or in behind, he is oblivious to it time after time after time after time, and he doesn't have the pace to recover. He just waddles over and tries to block across, you know, with a faint amount of effort. He's just not good enough for me. And you know, if he's looking to move him more as a centre back, now his legs have gone a bit, then a left back we've got to be getting rid for me. And a lot for it just comes down for me for how much money we've got in the summer, and if he goes for, you know, I think we need a right back, we need a centre back, we're going to need a centre mid, maybe a winger. I'm not that bothered about a winger anymore, though. That's the one I was screaming for at Christmas. So, you know, if money's got to get spent elsewhere, yes, I would give him a 1 year extension. But if we've got the dough and there's a target out there to get a left back, it's a no-brainer to me, and just get 10 million for him or whatever we can get and get him out the door. So he was the only negative for me. Kolasinac, I thought he was between him and Ainsley were absolutely immense, and that is a big part of our game now. Is the wing backs getting up and down. Hector, that's why he was so influential and why we missed him when he went out injured. And Kolasinac's the same. Like I said to you guys, you might not think he's the best defender on the planet, but he's got that strength, he's got that pace, he's got that work rate, and he creates chances, and he also does a bit at the back. He's not as bad as some people make out, he really is, and he's someone who just, I think, is going to keep growing and growing. Hopefully not that way, but confidence-wise, I think he's really underrated by too many people, I really do. You know, I can only really think of sort of Van Aanholt and Robertson, who are probably better than him in the Prem. Chilwell probably up there as well. Luke Shaw on a going day, but he's in that conversation for me, and the hate he gets blows my mind. And he was really close to a man of the match for me. I thought he was absolutely awesome. Covered a great amount of ground. He just a really good, solid, 8, 9 out of 10 performance for me. Next one, Torreira. Torreira's just Torreira. How we've got him for so cheap, I just do not know. Great bit of scouting. And just a great signing, and hopefully we can keep this lad for 10 years, because I absolutely love him, and it just shows you what a difference there is to our, people were saying when Xhaka was out, look how shit we are when he doesn't play. Well, look how good we were without him playing. It's not him that's the difference maker, it's Torreira, and it's Torreira and Torreira only, and that's how it is for me. Look, Ramsey can do Xhaka's job, Guendouzi can do a bit of that job, and he's only 19 coming from French League 2, but no one can do Torreira's job, and just the difference it makes, the amount of play he breaks up, and he can spray the ball around, he reads the game brilliantly. Just run out of superlatives for this lad, and I just hope I can continue doing that for the next 5-10 years, because I absolutely love him, and he is the massive linchpin in our team. He is the one player, his first name on the team sheet without doubt, along with Leno for me. Absolute no-brainer that this guy starts, and it's just a shame for me that we don't have backup to him, because we ran him into the ground a bit, and you know, it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, that ban, because it's given him a chance to just get a bit of a breather. He won't be used to playing as many games as he is in the Prem, you know, with no winter break and all the rest of it. So massive that he's back, and especially with losing Socrates, he's going to be a big part of if we can, you know, creep back into the top four. Massive part, and we're going to need him at his best. So yeah, he was 8, 9 out of 10 for me all day long. Rambo's Rambo, and he just does what he does. I don't think he's the best player in the world. I don't think he's close. He's not a legend for me. Yes, he's done some things like saying he scored some great goals and nice little flicks. Positionally, he's all over the place, but if you give him that role to just roam around and do a bit, he does a bit. That's I don't know what else to say about him really. He just does what he does, doesn't he? He does what he says on the tin. He doesn't blow your mind. He'll just drop an 8 out of 10 every 2 or 3 games. That's not enough for me, but I'm greedy. But you can't not applaud him when he plays like that, because he was great. And for me, if he was staying, then Xhaka would definitely be going, because he brings us way more to the table than Xhaka does. But yeah, he was another 8 and 9 out of 10 for me. Absolutely fabulous. Ozil turned up, didn't he? Home game, and he turns up. What a surprise. I'm not going to not be nice about the guy when he plays like that, because it all goes through him, and when it all goes through him and he's in the mood, there's no one better. But it's getting that, how many of those do you get out of him a year? You know, doesn't turn up at Everton, you know, turns up at Napoli, and then will he turn up at Watford on Monday? I doubt it. I doubt he'll even start. That's how little faith he has in him in away games, and that's why, you know, like Lee gonna get some shit. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, rather than, you know, take your Mesut Ozil goggles off for a minute, and you listen to what he's saying, it's true. You can applaud a performance like that against Napoli, but it pisses you off more that he can't then do it and back it up in the tough games. You know, when he's someone, when the sun's on his back, he's brilliant, but when it's pissing it down, you know, on a cold, wet, windy Tuesday night in Stoke, can he do it? No, he can't. And for someone who's on his sort of wages, he's got to be doing more, and he's got to be doing it more regularly. But I'm not going to give him an hard time when he plays like that. And he was another that was an 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. And when I saw his number come up, I thought, poor Emery is going to get hammered here from the fans, and his fanboys are going to boo this substitution. But I thought it was what was needed at the time. Maybe another 5-10 minutes later, but we needed to just solidify a little bit. I was disappointed at half time we didn't really go at them and try and put them to the sword, because I think we could be made to rue not burying them 3 or 4-0. But you know, as it stands at the minute, we've got to go all out in that second leg to get a goal, and then they've got to get 4, and I just don't see that happening no matter what lineup we put out. I think we've got enough, whoever we put field, to not concede 4 against them in 90 minutes. But yeah, Mesut, he was another 8 out of 9 out of 10 for me. Oba, I just don't know what's going on with this guy at the minute. I don't. And like I keep saying to you guys, you know, when if the goals dry up, what does he bring to the team? Nothing really, apart from banter behind the scenes. He's a strange one. I want to love him, but I find him really underwhelming. I really do. When I look at what we paid for Laka and I look at what we paid for him, you know, take the stats out of it and just what you're watching, it's night and day for me what you get from each player. And if I had to say one was, you know, 60, 70 million, the other was 40 odd, it'd be the other way around. But I just hope we're going to need him to find his shooting boots and do a bit. And he's just not for me at the minute. And he hasn't been doing for a while, in my opinion. I've been saying it for, you know, a couple of months now. He's gone right off the boil. But, you know, if we're going to go with 2 up front and play that sort of 5-3-2, and it's him and Laka, I think the goals will flow at some point. We've just got to keep whipping the ball in and giving him chances, and it's all about the service. And if you supply those 2 guys stuff on a plate, they'll eat it up. So I'm not going to ride him. He's just got to step up for me at such a critical time of the season. He's got to do a bit more. And yeah, Laka had a bit of an off night, but this kid grafts and grafts and grafts and grafts, and he will create something for himself. Yes, he fluffed a couple of chances, but it's the fact that he keeps getting himself in those positions. His head doesn't drop. You know, it's like someone who moans, oh, you know, I'm never going to have a good job. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. Well, have you tried? oh, well, you know, nothing's ever falls in my lap. Well, it won't. It's like somebody said to me years ago, it's funny how the harder you work, the luckier you get. And Laka is the epitome of that statement. The guy grafts, and when anything comes his way, it's earned and he deserves it. And yeah, I think he's been a fabulous signing, and I think we'd really struggle without him. If it was just Ober and Eddie, I think we'd have been way further down the table. And someone who we should be building a team around now for the next 4 or 5 years, definitely. Yeah, big credit to the entire team, really. Like I say, Nacho and Ober were a bit of a letdown for me, but the rest of the team, what just a sublime team performance. I've really enjoyed it. Like I say, I was a bit disappointed second half that we took our foot completely off the gas and sort of coasted on the 2-0, but would I have took that before? I'd have bit your arm off, you know, you'd have ended up with a stump. So I'm not going to pull my face at a 2-0, taking that back to their place. Big one, Monday, Watford. No Socrates. We're going to have to rely on Mustafi, aren't we? Which scares the living bejesus out of me, but there we go. That is a huge game, huge game. You know, we need the 3 points to go back above Chelsea. Don't see Tottenham dropping points this weekend, but that'd put us on goal difference back above Chelsea, put pressure on United to pull a result out for them. Then Chelsea, Liverpool, I think Sunday. So it's a big one. It's a big one, and it's not a place I'd want to be going away to at this point of the season. But that's how the chips have fallen, and we're going to really have to pull it out the bag. And then I hope the effort we put in that doesn't give us an hangover for the Thursday again. But come on, boys, come on, we can do this. You know, start the season, I was sort of, you know, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, maybe, you know, third maybe at a push. I thought we might be able to sneak fourth. The fact that we're in contention now, in our own destiny still, it's in our own hands. You know, going great guns in the Europa League is way more than I expected this season. You know, still people giving Emery flack blows my mind. This guy's doing an absolute stand-up job. And tactically, again, Thursday, he was brilliant. He absolutely nail on the head for me. You know, people have questioned his tactics at times, but I think it's a lot more down to personnel. I think the systems he's trying to play are great. He just doesn't have the right, you know, the right pieces on the board, and that's hopefully something that he can sort out in the summer. But I'm more than confident that we can win trophies with this guy, definitely. Yes, it's mega competitive in the Prem. Yes, we're way behind City and Liverpool. Can we bridge that gap? Yes, we can. It's just whether Kroenke, you know, gives him some backing and lets him build his own team. You know, there's definitely 5 to 10 names that have got to go for me in the summer. And, you know, whether we can get sort of 5 back in, who knows? But onwards and upwards for me, guys. I needed that. I needed that Thursday night, because after Everton, I was long in the tooth. I was down in the dumps, big style. You know, I saw my arse after that game because it just felt like last year again. But I'm renewed optimism. Oh, and a last shout out as well to the boys who are trying to do a bit to get the atmosphere better. I've seen them take some criticism, and I really can't understand that. You know, I used to love Highbury, but that Highbury library in same old Arsenal always cheated. It was the only thing that took the shine off that ground for me. And I don't understand why these guys are getting negative comments. Young lads enjoying life as they should be. You know, the exuberance of youth and all that. And all they're trying to do is create a good atmosphere, and people are complaining. Why don't we want the Emirates bouncing? Give me one good reason why you wouldn't want that. Beyond me. And, you know, if I can get down there in the clock end, I'll be jumping up and down with those young boys and pretend I'm 20 years younger, most definitely. Go on, lads. Well done to you, and I hope your little movement gathers a bit more momentum, and you know, we get that end of the ground bouncing big time every game, every home game, and the atmosphere I thought on Thursday was great, and that's what we need. You know, somebody to pick you up when you're just feeling down. You know, you sort of, like I've noticed it working on the football at Palace. Those little group of ultras, the young lads there in the corner near the studio. There's not a ton of them, but they make an absolute racket, and for the entire game they don't stop, they dedicate themselves to it. And you've got to applaud them for that, because all they're trying to do is spur the team on. And that's what these boys are trying to do. So why these negative comments? I don't, but I'm loving your work, lads. If you want any help with any chance, get in touch with me, because I'm the man. As you guys all witnessed earlier in the year with my dreadful chants. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a lovely weekend. Take it easy. Si signing out.